Hey, welcome to a NuMinds knowledge drop. It's like a dose of mind juice for real inspired learning and living. Okay, today's topic is innovation and creativity. How do we develop innovators amongst our kids and students? And we want to present this in the context of an undoubted transformation that's coming in the workforce, which is AI and automation technologies, okay? There's really no question that that's a wave that's going to hit the workforce that our kids and students are entering. So how do we approach this? On the one hand, there's this drive to deepen STEM learning. That's absolutely legitimate. We feel strongly that the STEM fields are crucial. In fact, that's where so much of the automation is happening. However, there's this counter impulse that we'd like to present, which is instead of trying to out-computer the computer, out-machine the machines, what if we try to develop even more humans? After all, it is humans who are going to be designing, programming, and monitoring this AI technology, right? So, as we like to do, we went to a good source, a book in either popular culture or academia as a launching point for this conversation to extract some good stuff for you as parents or teachers to apply right away. And so this time we looked to Originals by Adam Grant. So he didn't write this in particular in the context of entering the workforce that's going to be transformed by AI and automation, but we thought it's an excellent juxtaposition because he's talking about, he's looking at case studies of innovators in various fields and what are some of the commonalities, what are some of the habits and the traits and the mindsets of these innovators. And so we thought, all right, perfect juxtaposition. So here's what we got. 5 points. We have 5 pieces of advice for you as parents or as teachers to kind of think about. They're not necessarily hard and fast rules. They're more like mindsets that you can approach the situation with, okay? Now, we have an infographic that goes with this video with page numbers and everything. You can go straight to the Originals and see the research that's cited. For the purposes of this video, we're going to keep it pretty high level and just give you the good stuff, all right? Okay, Point number one that we recommend for developing future innovators and originals is STEAM versus STEM. Okay, this is not a brand new concept anymore, but what does inserting that A in STEM really mean? The arts, of course, right? Now, some people take that strictly to mean, all right, let's do some visual arts. Let's get some mixed media on here. That's excellent. We love that type of art. When we talk about arts in the context of STEAM, we bring in the entire humanities. We believe that STEM, to be really powerful, needs that human context, whether that's history or aspects of the social sciences, literature, etc. And this is interesting. So Adam Grant does excellent research, and he looked at Nobel Prize winners over the years, and he found that Nobel Prize winners in the sciences were hugely more likely, like that grammar, were hugely more likely to have been involved in the arts at some point in their lives over a period of time, okay? So these scientific award-winning researchers and Nobel Prize winners were much more likely to be involved with the arts, okay? Number 2, totally counterintuitive, parents, and you're gonna wanna slap us for this, but research has shown that procrastination can lead to innovation, okay? Now, step back here. We are not condoning, let's get that project started on midnight the day before because they said we'll be more creative. Not like that. However, there's a counterproductive aspect to overdoing it in the beginning, to over-planning, and to being too far ahead of yourself. In other words, the longer a project idea or a topic or a concept has to percolate in the mind, the more likely you are to have that aha moment, to have that breakthrough thought or insight that's going to inform the project. And so a lot of innovations come not from over planning, but from a little healthy bit of procrastination. Okay? Number 3. I know this is tough, parents, but the research seems to indicate that too many rules in your household or in your classroom for that matter, teachers, it's counterproductive to creativity and to nurturing originals. So what do we propose then rather than lots of well-defined rules? Values, okay? Rules versus values. So what Adam Grant's research suggests is that families who have produced extremely original, innovative thinkers have tended to have way, way fewer rules and been driven more by a sense of values, okay? That's almost like a guideline, a template that the child was able to filter a situation with via values rather than hard and fast rules, okay? Something to think about. It's interesting. Next, now this is huge. Grant calls it the achievement trap, okay? There's the drive to conform, the drive to have some sort of like formulaic guaranteed success is a huge killer of innovation, okay? We have to be encouraging students to take risks, and this all ties back into the willingness to embrace a growth mindset, okay, and see the long-term results of efforts, okay? So the achievement trap, don't fall into the achievement trap. And finally, this last one, number 5, blows my mind, but check out the research on it. It's fantastic. So we call it bibliotherapy. So basically, researchers found that there was a correlation between clusters of books published where the characters were originals, what Grant defined as originals, and innovators. And get this, whenever there's a cluster of books like that, if you look 20 years, 30 years, 40 years later, and those kids who are absorbed with those storylines and those narratives get to be to creator age, there's a huge burst of increased creativity. And there's a connection to those children's books, which emphasized and glorified young creators and originals. Okay? So there you have it, a NuMinds knowledge drop. 5 quick thoughts to kind of drive your thinking as you're working with students and children. Let us know what you think. Let us know if there's any topics you'd like us to hit, any problem areas that you want some knowledge dropped. All right, thank you.